Web browser authentication methods. As business owners, we understand the importance of protecting our online information. And while we may be familiar with some of the methods used to protect our data, like passwords and two-factor authentication, there are other web browser authentication methods that we may not be aware of. In this blog post, Rizwan Ahmed CPA discusses 3 of these methods and explains how they work. List of web browser authentication methods. Authentication, according to Rizwan Ahmed CPA, is the process of verifying the identity of a user or device. When you log into a website, for example, your username and password are verified against a database of approved users. If your credentials match what's on file, you're allowed access to the site. If not, you're denied access. There are many different authentication methods used by web browsers today. The most common are basic authentication, digest authentication, and Windows integrated authentication. Let's take a closer look at each one. Basic authentication. Basic authentication is the simplest form of web browser authentication. It uses a username and password for verification, just like logging into a website. However, the credentials are sent over the network unencrypted, which makes this method less secure than others. Digest authentication. Digest authentication is more secure than basic authentication because it uses a message digest algorithm to encrypt the credentials before they're sent over the network. This makes it more difficult for attackers to intercept and decode the information. Windows integrated authentication. Windows integrated authentication is a type of single sign-on (SSO) that uses the Windows credentials of a user to authenticate them to a website. This means that users don't have to enter their username and password again when accessing the site. Their Windows login can be used instead. This method is only available on Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge browsers. These are just some of the most common web browser authentication methods in use today. Others include form-based authentication, client certificate authentication, and Kerberos authentication. Whichever method you use, it's important to choose one that offers the right balance of security and convenience for your needs. Importance of web browser authentication. Nowadays, web browser authentication is essential for businesses. By allowing employees to sign in with their browsers, businesses can ensure that only authorized users have access to sensitive information. There are many benefits of using web browser authentication, including improved security, reduced IT costs, and increased productivity. One of the most important benefits of web browser authentication is improved security. By requiring employees to sign in with their browsers, businesses can make sure that only authorized users have access to sensitive information. This helps to prevent unauthorized access and protects businesses from potential security threats. In addition to improved security, another benefit of web browser authentication is reduced IT costs. By eliminating the need for employee passwords, businesses can save money on password management and password resetting. Web browser authentication can also help businesses to reduce support costs by simplifying the process of signing in and out of employee accounts. Finally, web browser authentication can also increase productivity, says Rizwan Ahmed CPA. By allowing employees to sign in with their browsers, businesses can eliminate the need for them to remember multiple passwords. This can save time and increase efficiency by reducing the number of sign-in attempts needed to access business information. Concluding thoughts. According to Rizwan Ahmed CPA, web browser authentication is an important tool for businesses of all sizes. It can help businesses to operate more efficiently and effectively by improving security, reducing IT costs, and increasing productivity. Thanks for watching.